Good morning. It's wonderful to be here. As Henry VIII said to each of his wives, I won't be keeping you here for very long. I want to very, very briefly say how delighted I am to be with David Coleman and all of you. The work that has been done around the Common Core standards, I think honestly would have been conceived of as impossible, even certainly 10 years ago, perhaps even 5 years ago. The idea that state after state would come together and endorse a single standard for all of its students went against a whole history of localism in this country, a very, very difficult, complex, sometimes proud, sometimes unfortunate history, and is really a milestone in becoming serious about taking our place in a globally integrated economy and holding ourselves to the standard that our students will need to meet. I want also to stress that while standards are an absolutely necessary and vital component of educational reform, they cannot stand alone. The triangle that we're after, and I'm simplifying, but I think not by much, has standards as an anchor point, assessments as the key accountability piece, and curriculum as the often undiscussed but vital final piece in that triangle. We are devoted to getting that triangle done in the next 5 years. To do that, New York State has become a managing, directing state in one of the 2 assessment consortiums that will, we hope, have major federal funding. The feds have put $350 million on the table, major federal funding for a brand new design of assessments that will, of course, be teed off the core standards, right? That's the whole idea. But the assessments have to be better than our current assessments. Those of you who are following the news know that we in New York State are taking a very hard look at our own assessments. It's been a very sobering exercise. We know not only that our standards have to be raised, but that our assessments have to be improved. We can't wait for 4 years. We have real students in real time who deserve our best. But our hope is that 4 years from now, we will have assessments that really do probe the skills and knowledge that our students must have. And that means not just multiple choice questions, but performance-based assessments, interim and formative assessments that happen during the semester that are key to helping teachers to really improve their instruction. And finally, curriculum. In the end, it's what happens between a teacher and a student in the classroom that makes a difference. You don't make education better by moving a cut score on a test. You make education better by giving teachers the preparation they need to teach quality and challenging material to students. So that curriculum piece has to be built along with the assessment and the standards. But we're here today to talk about standards. As you just mentioned, New York's regents unanimously endorsed the Common Core on Monday. We now have lots of work to do, not only to wrap, we're allowed to wrap a little extra around the Common Core. The feds have said 15%. We think there are some areas we can importantly supplement. But more importantly, we have to now get our teachers and principals ready to embrace these standards and build the materials they will need to convey them in the classroom. Otherwise, they will remain just a piece of paper. That's exciting work, and we owe an enormous debt of gratitude to David Coleman, who really has been not only a champion of these standards, he's been part of writing them, creating them. And I must say that while mathematics standards are extremely difficult, at least to some degree, despite the math wars, math is math. ELA, not so much. No one agrees. There is no single vision of what that 12th grader should be able to do with the English language, or whether it's even the English language anymore, or the digital language, or whatever it is. So he really, David, navigated these territories. He delivered a wonderful, wonderful result. He has really taken the GROW network from a modest start, helping us rethink assessments, to one of the most important actors on our national stage. He is a partner in critical work for all of us. It's my pleasure to introduce David Coleman.